Did your doorbell just ring, or was that just your imagination? Because right now, somewhere between what you know and what's possible, there's a truck weaving through late afternoon traffic, headed toward you with something you never saw coming. And on the sender's label, scribbled in unmistakable letters, is a name that throws your whole day off its axis. Elon Musk. Take a breath. Now, look down at your feet, at whatever space you're standing in, the kitchen, your office, halfway up the stairs. Try to picture what's about to happen, to your doorstep, your world, your sense of what today could become, because everything ordinary is about to feel extraordinary. But, you have to decide, will you actually answer this knock, or will you do what most people do, shuffle the moment into the bin marked, "Not now"? Pause for a second. Yes, right now. Because you're about to discover why this exact moment, this very second, was engineered not by accident, but by design. Elon Musk didn't just leave you a package, he left you a test, a riddle, a wake-up call that most people will never realize even existed. The moment the universe sends you an unexpected invitation, who do you become? Hang with me. Ignore that text buzzing impatiently on your phone, the email ping in your inbox, the other video in the recommended column. This story isn't going to be for everyone. Most people will scroll away, convinced it's just another sales pitch, more glittering bait on the digital highway. But what if this is the one message that's actually for you? What if Musk didn't pick everyone, he picked you, specifically, to open the next chapter? Wait for it. Let's lean all the way in. Close your eyes if you have to. Imagine the scene, outside, the sky shifts from blue to gold, painting the world with that haunted evening light. In the distance, an engine hums, closer, closer. That strange crackle in the air whenever something big is about to happen, it's not just tension, it's the signal that a new story is ready to begin. Your story. Right now. Let's get honest. In a world choked with notifications, chimes, dings, and 1,000 distractions, most chances slip by unnoticed. How many moments have you missed because your eyes were glued to the endless scroll, or because it was never the right time? Elon understands this. He's built an empire by jumping at chances that looked dull and gray to everyone else. But not for you. Not today. See, this isn't about a box with fancy tape or some high-tech toy. It's about what the box represents, an intersection between fate and choice. Inside every unexpected package is a question: are you brave enough to open it before it disappears? Pause. Just breathe those words in. Because this isn't really about Elon. It's about the silent war between hope and skepticism inside you. The part that wants to believe against all logic, and the part that folds its arms and says, "I doubt it." But right now, you're here, still listening, not because you've been fooled, but because you haven't given up on the idea that something real, something important, might still be out there for you to claim. Now, here comes the twist that nobody else gets. It's easy to believe life happens to other people. That the newsworthy, once-in-a-lifetime things are reserved for some chosen class of risk-takers, geniuses, or lucky souls. But what if the difference isn't luck, or brains, or perfect timing? What if it's just the willingness to say yes when the world hands you something strange? What if the universe isn't random at all? What if every now and then, it puts your name on a label and dares you to do just one thing differently: open a door, answer a call, tear into a cardboard mystery branded with possibility? Wait for it. Ready? Take another breath. Picture the floor beneath your feet vibrate as the delivery rattles its way through your neighborhood. Imagine, just out of sight, your neighbors going about their routines, totally oblivious. You alone know that something wild is on its way to your doorstep, and only you will have the choice of what to do next. Most people will do what's easy. Open the door, glance at the box, and let it collect dust in a corner. I'll deal with it later. They replay their small decisions in the back row of their minds, wondering when life is going to send them a sign with fireworks and trumpets. But that's not how it works. The universe loves subtlety, it loves a test. Think about it. When was the last time the world gave you permission to believe in miracles? When did you last act on the tiniest flicker of curiosity, instead of brushing it off for tomorrow, a tomorrow that never truly comes? Right now, I want you to pretend, for just these next few moments, that today is the day. There is no lost chance. There's just the opportunity you claim before it dissolves back into the static. Pause. Listen to your own heartbeat. Feel the tension in the air. What would you do if you knew, without a doubt, that this delivery, Elon's delivery, had the power to rewrite your story, not because of what's inside, but because of what you decide it means? You feel that choice, don't you? The pull between playing it safe and risking the possibility of something new, even if it might disappoint you, or scare you, or change you. The truth? Only a rare few ever act on it. The rest wait for certainty, and watch the delivery truck pull away in their rearview mirror. So, let's be real. What if this was your time to break the pattern? Your opportunity to be the one who doesn't look back someday and ask, what if I'd opened the door? Instead, you'll be the one who knows exactly what happened when they said yes, when they reached for something unknown and didn't settle for another day of almost. Hang on. Don't let that possibility slip through your fingers. Feel the energy rise up, the sense that, maybe, just maybe, tonight you'll sleep differently, with a grin on your face and a story that nobody else gets to tell. That's what it really means to say yes. And, if you were waiting for a sign, if you needed a moment that felt like destiny reaching for your hand, this is it. Not next week, not after you've checked with everyone else, not after you've counted the risks and lined up the reasons to wait. Right now. The bell is ringing. Will you answer? Or will you let Musk's mystery delivery become just another unopened box in the back room of your life story? Pause, still with me? Good. What if I told you that the future isn't something that arrives suddenly, announced with neon lights and jet engines? It's something that slips in quietly, almost invisible, when you least expect it? What if today is just an ordinary, gray sweater sort of day until you decide to claim it, because of one delivery with your name on it and a mystery you can almost taste? Feel that pulse in your chest, the mixture of doubt and possibility, fighting for air. Most people will never let themselves feel it. They'll reach for certainty, and in the end, all they'll have are stories about how things, almost, happened. But for a second, let's leave the safe zone behind and let curiosity take the wheel. After all, curiosity is the one thing Elon would never trade for comfort. Just imagine being the first person in the world to open that box. What would be different? Would you notice the air get lighter, or the clock slow down, or maybe your hands shake with anticipation, knowing this isn't just a delivery, it's disruption, packaged in brown cardboard tape and pure what-if? Let's dig deeper. Think about the people everyone admires: Musk, Jobs, the wild ones. They're not wired to play by the rules, or settle for smaller dreams, or wait for permission. The secret? Each of them has their own version of the package, that moment to open, step into, become. Are you willing to risk what you think you know for what you might discover? Because it's not the content of the mystery that matters most, it's who you become on the other side of the decision. Pause. Picture yourself, yes, you, in your favorite place at home. Maybe there's coffee on the counter or pictures of the people you love nearby. Maybe there's silence, or music leaking from another room. And then, layered onto all of this, a knock at the door echoes, soft and persistent, as if the universe is whispering, "It's your move." Will you open what the future just delivered? Statistically, most people hit decline. But statistics never changed the world. Individuals do. Let's get uncomfortably honest about a universal truth. Sometimes the biggest chances in life come wrapped in uncertainty. You can wait, hoping for a better clue, or you can act before the rest of the world even realizes what's at stake. Do you think Musk built rockets because he was certain they wouldn't explode? Or Tesla because everyone agreed it would work? No. He acted during the pause, when others hesitated, and the world grew silent with doubt. That's where all the transformation happens, in the moment between not knowing and deciding, yes. That's the gift he's put on your doorstep today. All you have to do, is open it. Let's be real, no shiny Instagram motivation, no sugarcoating. Life will hand you disappointment. Boxes will sometimes be empty. But the rarest people, the ones who change their own story, aren't afraid of disappointment, because somewhere inside they've realized something the world keeps trying to make us forget: even an empty box is a step forward if you had the guts to look. The only real loss is staying in the shadows, waiting for perfect information, while your delivery gets rained on and forgotten. So, maybe you're skeptical still, that's good. Skepticism means you're paying attention. Just don't let it freeze you stiff. Use it as fuel, not a chain. You're allowed to question, but if you let questions become your excuse, all that's left is regret. And deep down, we both know you'd rather face a weird surprise than the mirror of, what if? Pause. Imagine what would happen if every small leap you took, every mystery you embraced, every single box you opened, revealed something new, not always what you wanted, but always what you needed to grow. What if you started treating uncertainty as your invitation, not your enemy? Because right now, at this crossroads, that's exactly what's on offer. Don't flinch. Don't shuffle back into routine. Let's keep rolling forward. Picture yourself with your hand on the door. Picture the world outside unchanged, and inside you, a storm of possibility waiting for a single decision. You think the delivery is about what's inside? It's about what it awakens in you, the courage, the wild nerve, the potential that hasn't vanished even if you thought it had. Life's real breakthroughs happen when you let yourself play, risk, and be curious again, even before you're ready. Let's make this real. Think about the last time you did something unexpected, the last time you surprised even yourself. Maybe it was a phone call you finally made, a yes to an invitation you almost turned down, a career move that made your heart race, a night that started as nothing and became legendary. These moments follow a pattern. You didn't wait for certainty, you acted with just enough hope to tip the scales. And every leap dragged new possibilities out of the woodwork. That's the unseen power in deliveries like these. Pause, take it in. Feel the tension between waiting and acting. Comfort is what keeps most people safe. But comfort never wrote a headline, never launched a rocket, never changed the ending to anyone's story. Alive inside you, there's a little streak of rebellion. The part of you that wants to open the package first, before the world finds out what's inside. Feed it. Don't save that energy for next week, or after you figure out the plan. There's an expiration date printed on every opportunity, even if it's invisible. This one, right now, has yours on it. The moment will pass, but the chance you claim will echo. So, lean in, feel the gravity of potential. Ask yourself what you'd lose by just peeking inside. Is disappointment really worse than wondering forever what might have been? Pause, let that settle. Have you ever noticed how the tiniest decision can bend your entire future? It's almost invisible until you zoom way out. What if, years from now, you look back on tonight as the start of everything that changed? Sometimes, it all starts with the choice to reach for a box, to answer a knock, to open what other people ignore. And you can laugh at how small the gesture seemed, a package, a plain edge, a moment no one else noticed, but suddenly the dots connect, and your life turns on the hinge of curiosity. That's why this moment is different. That's why you're still here, listening, because deep inside, you want to be the one who doesn't let the world shrink to routine and overlook deliveries. Pause, just to hear your own breath. If you're still doubting, that's normal. If you want to dismiss this moment as clever storytelling or pure entertainment, I get it. But notice this, you haven't clicked away. The rest of the world has. Only the rarest ones, the ones hungry for possibility, the ones just restless enough to keep going, are still present now. That's not an accident. The signal you're waiting for? It's already here. You're listening. You just have to trust yourself long enough to follow through. Let's go deeper. Think about who benefits when you play small, wait for proof, settle for half promises and unopened doors. Not you. Not the people you want to inspire, the ones you care about, the dream that nags at you late at night. Playing small serves a world that banks on you never waking up, never risking hope, never stepping past what's safe. But if you give yourself permission, just once, to treat one unusual delivery like a portal and not a burden, everything can shift. Not all at once, just enough to kick open the next level of who you're allowed to be. Pause. Are you ready for this next level? Because the people who become legends aren't born with special invitations. They just get a little bolder than everyone else when the doorbell rings. The real secret of every breakthrough is this: it looked small and uncertain at the start. It was an act of faith, a whisper of intuition louder than the world's doubt. Elon Musk didn't know the future of every project down to the wire, he just kept opening doors nobody else noticed. He kept trusting the hunch that the act of saying yes is what forges new paths through the noise. That's what's being delivered today. Not a product, not a trend, but a chance to shape the future with your decisions instead of letting it happen to you. Now, let's frame the contrast. Remember how easy it is to fade into routines, answer only the predictable calls, and let the magic drift by as you chase notifications? There's a reason so few people grab their moment. Most are too tired, too distracted, too convinced they'll get a second chance. But have you ever seen how regret stacks up over time? Not in the things we try, but in the doors left unopened, the letters unread, the boxes never claimed. Don't romanticize the safe choice. Ask around. Regret isn't built from failure, it's built from caution. Let's pivot and peer through the door a bit more. Picture a world where you are the kind of person who answers mysteries, runs toward what's unproven, collects weird stories. What if you made it a habit? How much richer would every week feel if you let surprise show up, if you said yes fast enough to scare yourself? Every major leap in Musk's world, Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, looked like a wild goose chase until it worked. Everyone said, wait for proof. Wait for certainty. But certainty is just a trap disguised as wisdom. It kills more dreams than risk ever could. Pause, really soak in that difference. You want to be the exception? Decide to act when most people are paralyzed by their own comfort. Let's roll this forward. The delivery is closer now. In your mind, you can hear the shuffle of feet outside as dusk falls, the hum of a distant engine, the click of a latch about to be lifted. The universe isn't screaming, it's just inviting. In a moment, you'll decide if you let this pass, or if you let curiosity outshout your doubts, just this once. Act as if the package is in your hands. Feel the tape under your fingers, the weight of possibility, the tension between hope and disbelief. What would it cost you, really, to risk opening it? Worst case, you're back where you started, maybe with a good story. Best case? Everything changes, because you answered a call meant only for you. That's the heart of the story that nobody ever talks about. Not that Elon Musk is extraordinary, but that he acts on ordinary moments with extraordinary intent. The real delivery is the lesson embedded inside: don't make yourself wait for permission to become who you want to be. The package isn't important. It's your response that shapes the future. Are you willing to pay the price of admission for a bigger story, one awkward, uncertain yes at a time? Pause, let it linger. Think of all the times you talked yourself out of action because it wasn't the perfect time. What if there's never a perfect time? What if every window opens only as wide or as long as your courage allows? That's the shock: opportunity doesn't knock again. It keeps moving until someone opens. Do you want to be the person who watches as your delivery goes next door, or the one who rips off the tape and dares the world to surprise you for once? So, here we are. The knock is real. Elon's name is real. But the real magic doesn't come from the sender, or the box, or even the legend behind it. It comes down to one moment, lived fully, risked fully, where you chose yourself over comfort. Will you step forward? Will you write your story as someone who opened the door, for real, not just in theory? Pause. We're almost at the climax. Everything up to now has been the setup, the invitation, the slow build of suspense in your chest. But the best part is still dangling just a reach away. The next decision is yours, and only yours. Will you let this moment define the rest of your story, or will you be one of the countless who blinked and missed? The door creaks open, and for just a moment, the world goes silent, like the universe is holding its breath to see what you'll do. There's the box on your mat, plain and unmarked except for that almost mythical sender scrawled in black: Elon Musk. It feels ordinary, and yet your skin is buzzing with that prickly electricity that only shows up when reality collides with what's possible. Most people would pause here, hovering in the comfort zone, weighing pros and cons, interviewing their doubts. But this isn't a story about most people, and you're still listening, still holding space for possibility. That's different. That's rare. Pause, let's make this honest. What's in the box? The answer, the real answer, is it almost doesn't matter. The wild, goosebump-praising truth is that the contents aren't the point at all. What matters is the story you'll tell yourself tomorrow about who you became tonight. Did you step forward, did you act, or did you shrink back into someday? This is the crossroads where small decisions echo across years. Musk knows this better than anyone. He'd tell you, with that lopsided grin, that everything he's built began with the smallest gesture, the willingness to open the door, to say yes before he was ready, to risk being wrong. Imagine you pick up the package. It's heavier than you expected, but not because of what's inside. It's the weight of every dream you shelved, every risk you put off, every old story about waiting for permission. Pause. Feel it. This is the moment you choose between the old script and what comes next. People will wonder about you. Friends, colleagues, strangers who never dared to open their own deliveries will want to know, what was it? Was it worth it? Did anything even change? And only you will know the answer, because only you ventured through the discomfort, the what-ifs, the secret tug of maybe. The contents? That's for you. The lesson? It's for everyone who wants to remember how being brave, even once, can shatter the stale rhythm of everyday life. Let's get real, again. People like to believe the future is all about technology and timing. But that's only part of the story. The other part, the hidden engine driving everything, is bravery. The kind that isn't loud or public, the kind that cuts through fear and silence. The kind that moves you to open the door, even with your heart pounding in your throat. Musk didn't make headlines by chasing headlines, he made them by saying yes in private, by opening doors most people don't even notice are there. Pause, look at your hands. Imagine them breaking the seal, peeling back the tape. You might laugh at yourself, feel foolish, even a little afraid. That's how you know it's real. Transformation never comes with trumpets and certainty, just fragile hope and cold nerves. But open it anyway. Risk being surprised. Risk being disappointed. Risk being changed. There's a universe where tonight you walk away. And in that universe, things mostly stay the same, routine, expected, safe. But there's another universe, too, one where you decided, just this once, to believe. To open. To step through. That's the future Musk would choose. That's the future written in every innovation, every story worth telling. Let's pause. Let the monotony of daily noise fade out, replaced by the simple, clear ringing of choice. This is what separates a life of almosts from a life of adventure. It's what makes your story something worth retelling. Because honestly, the only mistake you can make is not opening the box. So, maybe tonight you'll stand at the threshold a little longer. Maybe you'll remember that knock is more than just a chance delivery, but as a dare from the universe, a quiet challenge to answer possibility with action. When tomorrow comes, and the world asks you what you did, what will you say? Pause, let that hang in your thoughts. Here's the final question that will echo after the credits roll, long after this story ends. Are you willing to become the kind of person who answers? The kind who opens the door, who claims the right to try, who welcomes streaks of change however they arrive? If there is one thread running through every legend, every game changer, every person who left their mark, it's this: they didn't wait to be chosen. They chose themselves. Musk's package isn't just a delivery, it's a mirror. It shows you all the old patterns, all the safe choices, all the times you waited for proof and missed the parade. Or it can show you something braver. This is your moment. Your hands. Your name on the label. The only way to fail is to do nothing. Pause, breathe in. What's inside will never matter as much as the choice you make right now. Maybe, in a few days, you'll remember this story with a smile, quietly proud that you leaned in, that you let yourself hope, that you opened the box when everyone else closed the door. Or maybe you'll move on, encyclopedia of what-ifs a little thicker, waiting for, someday, to come round again. The future will belong to those who act, not out of certainty, but out of courage. The call is on your doorstep, and nobody can answer but you. So stretch for the tape, trust your pulse, and welcome the unknown. Pause, let silence have the last word. The world turns, the box waits, and your legend, your next chapter, is just one bold yes away.